In 2019, there were about 16,000 murders in America. In 2020, there were more than 20,000. It's a 25% increase in 1 year. At the same time, the prison population has decreased by about 14%. It's safe to say that there's a surge in crime, especially violent crime and murder across America.
Republicans love to blame crime on Democrats and liberal policies. But here's the thing. Among the 10 states with the highest murder rates in 2020, 8. Yeah, 8. You see them on the map. 8 voted for Trump. That's according to a new report by the centrist group Third Way. Joining me now is Executive Vice President for Policy at Third Way, Jim Kessler. Jim, thank you very much for coming to the Sunday show. The key figure to come out of your red state murder report is what I've just mentioned. 8 of the top 10 murder states voted for Donald Trump. Why was it important to point this out?
And just to note that in Tom Cotton's state of Arkansas, they ranked number 9, twice the murder rate of New York State and California. There is a narrative on crime that's both lazy and wrong. There's a belief that liberal blue state mayor policies are leading to high crime rates. We wanted to put some data to that story. We found that crime rates in the states that voted for Donald Trump or murder rates were 40% higher than the murder rates in states that voted for Joe Biden. We just wanted to correct the record with some data.
And during the confirmation hearings for Judge Jackson, you sent me an email after I wrote a column about this incredible report with this pithy line. The murder rate for the 10 GOP states with Republican senators on judiciary is 35% higher than the rate for the 10 Democratic states on the committee. So, and then you ask, who's soft on crime now? Talk more about that.
Yeah, so look, crime has always been a political issue as much as a social issue. And Republicans forever have been tagging Democrats as soft on crime. I'm old enough to remember Willie Horton, Mike Dukakis, 1988, and that's sinking his campaign. But the fact of the matter is, crime rates and murder rates in particular in red states have habitually been higher than blue states. And, say what you will about soft on crime or hard on crime, the policies obviously that are in these red states are not working because the crime rates and the murder rates are simply higher.
Right. So let's play devil's advocate here for a moment. What do you say to Republicans who will, and not unjustifiably given the data, who say, but Chicago?
Well, I've been getting a lot of that on Twitter, and they're saying, yeah, it's blue areas in red states. And I say, there's blue areas in blue states, too. So, of course, there are some cities, there are some blue cities where the crime rates are really high. Chicago's one of them. Houston is one of them. There are some Republican cities where the crime rate's really high, too. So the murder capital of California is Kern County, and the main city there is Bakersfield. And the murder rate there is twice that of Los Angeles and twice that of San Francisco. Bakersfield has a Republican mayor. Kevin McCarthy is the congressman there. They voted overwhelmingly for Trump. So we just fall into these lazy ruts on crime and murder where we say, like, okay, well, there's a murder. Let's see the ones that happened in these big, bad cities and perpetuate this story that just goes on and on and on.
And right, and I just want to highlight so that people have some numbers to work with, and this is per capita, murders per capita. New York City murder rate is 5.9. Bakersfield, which you just mentioned, is 11.9. Fresno, California, 14. Where is it? Jacksonville, Florida, 19.7. That is 3 times the per capita murder rate of New York City. And so, to your point, as Republicans are trying to lambaste anybody who's not a Republican as soft on crime, they've got a story that they have to deal with in their own backyard. Even Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell was calling Judge Jackson soft on crime, and yet Kentucky ranks where in the top 10?
They're third. They have the third highest murder rate in the country. If the rest of the country had a murder rate like Kentucky, I mean, everybody would be afraid to walk the streets. And look, why are the murder rates so high there? Well, gun ownership is massive in these places. So, 80% of all murders are by firearms. And you combine guns, fairly high levels of poverty in these states, a fair amount of density. It doesn't have to be cities. Like, that's an incendiary formula. And that's why these places are habitually higher in murder than a lot of blue places.
Jim Kessler of Third Way. One, thank you for coming to the Sunday show. But two, thank you for this report. Have a good Sunday.
My pleasure.